There's a powerful sense of place in Western New England.
The high trees and the changing light of the sky situated at just the spot in the Berkshires where you can see different ancient mountain ranges.
You're out in the country, you're away from the hullabaloo of a big city. You can think a little bit more clearly, you can pause to reflect.
In this little tiny space tucked in the hills, there's all this thinking about what the visual arts are today.
I think today probably most people's preconception is this is a wonderful temple in the country with late 19th century, particularly French Impressionist art. And that's a perfectly good preconception. But when they get here, they find something infinitely richer, more demanding, and more challenging. And that's one of the wonderful surprises of this place.
Clark's unusual in that it's both a public art museum and a center for research and higher education. One of our driving values is embracing the challenge of relating scholarship to public understanding.
I really began to understand that the Clark was like a laboratory. It was a place to learn about conservation, a place to study, a place with an extraordinary library and research facility, a place where graduate students were thinking about art. And it was this sense of the Clark as a place of learning, of engagement, of thought, of activity that I think gave it its real definition.
And this engagement with ideas is at the core of all the activities that we do at the Clark.
In the research and academic program, we bring in scholars in residence from around the world to a place where you can think seriously and deeply about the meaning of art. We like to generate new ideas, be provocative. We like to rub ideas up against one another to see what sparks fly. Why study the past unless it helps us make sense of the present?
And that's really our function. In some ways, you could look at our research and academic center as the R&D component of any company. The contribution that that research and academic program makes to an understanding of the visual broadly, internationally, globally, that then gets popularized and then made part of the layman's experience when they go to a gallery like ours.
There's sort of a seed corn side to the Clark, where one is working for the future. And many of the things that go on here will only affect the public later on.
I think one of the great achievements of the Clark is that it's really made for itself a kind of dual mission. It's a place obviously for the public and for the engagement with art, but it's also become a place of ideas, a place of learning and thinking. And I think it has managed to bring these two dimensions, ideas and art, together. There are so many interesting exhibitions that are the result of the thinking behind the Clark.
It's really been a rich array, not only of exhibitions, but of exhibitions that have made a real contribution.
We've been increasingly ambitious in our special exhibitions program, partnering with museums in America and indeed across Europe to mount special shows here, which really brings the place to life.
As you move through the Clark, you get these vistas into the woods, and suddenly you realize the peacefulness of the setting is allowing you to slow down.
We have 140 rather spectacular acres that are part of our campus. And our goal in creating a master plan was to take this campus possibility and think about a way in which a building and series of gardens and pathways could be designed to not only deal with the functions of the art museum and the research center, but also enhance the experience. We're working with the architect Tadao Ando, whose work is renowned for its sensitivity to nature. We'll be able to do special exhibitions that we've never been able to do before, host conferences of a scale that we've never been able to do before, give visitors to the Clark an experience not only within our gardens but in our buildings that they've never had before.
This is no longer seen as one man's gift. This is seen as an institution, yes, with an individual's name on it, but I think Berkshire's, Williamstown, national, international. Scholars, curators, painting, sculpture are words that come to mind as much as Clark.